Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for clicking on today's show. I was at home just watching some YouTube videos, and I came across the latest Mel Kiper Jr. mock draft where the New York Giants own the number 5 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on that because as I look through every single mock draft, really since the season ended and the Giants were locked into that number 5 pick, it seems like everybody has the Giants drafting a wide receiver. And I'm not saying that's the wrong decision. Just every single person has the Giants drafting a receiver. It doesn't matter what publication you're getting a mock from. You're getting one where the Giants draft a receiver. And I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts on that. We'll go through the full mock draft, at least up to the point where the New York Giants were at. With the first pick, Kiper had the Raiders selecting Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. I think that pick is essentially a lock at this point. And the draft starts at number 2 with Dante Moore going back to college at Oregon. It really kind of gives the Jets the first hack at the NFL draft. And Kiper has them drafting the linebacker Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. This is a player we've spent some time talking about on the channel. I think Reese is a good player. Just some of the games I watched, especially towards the end of the season, I didn't really feel like he popped off the page. I didn't really see him make any splash plays. And look, there's a lot more that goes on a football field that you can actually diagnose when you're casually watching as a fan. But the more people I talk to, some film I watch, they really like him. And I know he's a good player. Doesn't go number 2 in a mock draft if you're not. I just would have liked to seen a little bit more. He can come play off the edge. He can line up in the box. You can move him around the defense. Inside the box, kind of a chess piece. Good player, explosive athlete. He's made splash plays before. Some of the Giants, I think, definitely would be interested in. He goes to the Jets. At number 3, the Cardinals select the right tackle, Francis Maui-Noah, out of Miami. We did a mock draft where we talked about Maui-Noah going to the New York Giants. I think he's a good player. Don't have a problem investing in the offensive line. At number 4, David Bailey, outside linebacker, pass rusher out of Texas Tech. He goes to the Tennessee Titans, which means the Giants are on the clock, and he has them drafting wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. Kiper writes, the Giants have a lot of needs, but similar to Tennessee, they have a second-year quarterback looking for help. Yes, wide receiver Malik Neighbors suffered a knee injury, and running back Cam Skadby, who suffered an ankle injury, will be back on the field, but wide out Wan'Dale Robinson is a free agent, and Neighbors can't be the target on all Jackson Dart's throws. Taking a first-round wide receiver would be new to recently hired head coach John Harbaugh. In Baltimore, he used 4 day 1 picks starting in 2015 on the position: Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Hollywood Brown, and Brashad Perryman. Also says this also be the 5th straight year we've seen a first-round wide out from Ohio State. Tate would bring fantastic route running and reliable hands to MetLife Stadium. Caught 51 passes for 875 yards and 9 scores for the Buckeyes this past season. Before I kind of share my thoughts, I want to get you guys involved in the show down in the comment section. If Carnell Tate was the pick at number 5, how would you grade it? A, B, C, D, or F? 6'3", 195 pounds, 51 grabs, 875 yards, 9 touchdowns, 17.2 yards per catch. I think that is the stat that best illustrates who he is as a football player: a down-the-field threat, an outside wide receiver. He's going to put pressure on the safety's toes, down in and down out. He can run vertical routes. He can hit you with a post route. We've seen deep digs as well, where he can catch the ball over the middle of the field. Strong hands, like no doubt about it. Carnell Tate is a really good wide receiver. You get some T. Higgins vibes when you watch him, and that's like a pretty damn good wide receiver in the NFL. T. Higgins making what, $30 million this year. Like, if the Giants end up with T. Higgins at number 5, I'm not going to be mad at that really all that much, but that's who I think he looks like. I don't know for sure he's going to be that guy, and I kind of think that might be the ceiling for Carnell Tate. When I think about a wide receiver that you're going to draft number 5 overall, I'm thinking of guys like Jamar Chase, a guy like Malik Neighbors, who went number 6 overall. Someone that's going to walk into the National Football League, put up 1,000 yards, catch 7, 8, 9, 10 touchdowns, and has the ability to be a wide receiver 1. And I think Tate could be all of those things, but I'm not banging down the table saying he is, like I was and how everyone felt with Malik Neighbors. I just think if you're going to draft a receiver number 5 overall, that guy needs to be an all-pro level wide receiver. Is that going to be Carnell Tate? Could be. I wouldn't be mad at the pick. I'd be pumped up about him. Always going to be fired up about a receiver, and he's a damn good one. I guess it's kind of me being fatigued by everyone mocking the Giants a wide receiver. I've done it before. Now everyone is doing it as well, and there's a lot more other needs on this team at the receiver spot. And I guess the answer to should the Giants draft a receiver or not will start to clear up a little bit more when we get a full understanding of what John Harbaugh, Joe Shane, and the New York Giants are going to do at the position in wide receiver, in free agency, excuse me. Are they going to retain Wan'Dale Robinson? What are they going to do there? I think the bidding starts at that Khalil Shakir contract that he signed last year, about $14-15 million per year. Wan'Dale had a hell of a season. Will he have a season like that again in the NFL? That's the question I'm asking myself. I've been up and down on Wan'Dale. At times, I feel like he drops too many easy passes. I feel like he's too limited of a receiver. And then other games I watch, and I'm like, okay, this guy is a really good slot receiver. He can make plays. He's tough to bring down after the tackle. And he's someone that I would like to have on my football team. He's a competitor. I just wonder, can you go about building out the Giants like it's needed if you're going to pay Wan'Dale Robinson? And then what else are you going to do? Because I don't think the wide receiver position is just fixed if you bring back Wan'Dale. I think there's another move you're going to have to make. And then you're limited on funds for that position. Best case scenario, Darius Slayton turns into a player that could be productive again. And who knows if that's going to happen. Even when he was productive, he still dropped the football. So what are they going to do with Wan'Dale? I would think Joe Shane would like to bring him back. One of the few second-round picks that has popped for him. And he's been productive. And I could see him and Jackson Dart being a nice duo going into the future. And you bring back Malik Neighbors. In theory, that would open it up more for Wan'Dale Robinson. But if you're asking me who I would rather have, Wan'Dale or Jermaine Illuminor, I'm going to say Illuminor. I want the right tackle. And I think Illuminor is a better football player relative to his position than Wan'Dale is. And I don't think there's that high of a likelihood that both those guys are going to be back. Other receivers we've been seeing mocked to the Giants, Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State, more of an explosive guy, makes plays with the ball in his hands. He's a yards after catch guy. He could take the top off the defense as well. I've had a hard time kind of putting a finger on who I think one of his pro comparisons is. It's one of my favorite things to do in the draft cycle is throw out pro comps. And for Jordan Tyson, like, man, at times I want to say like Stephon Diggs on the Bills, but I feel like he's a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger than Diggs was. And other times he kind of gives me like souped up, really good version of Rashad Bateman, which is like kind of what you're describing when you say Odell Beckham, but Tyson is not Odell Beckham. Look, I think Tyson's going to be a hell of a receiver, and I actually think he's the best receiver in this class. He's just had injury issues. He's broken his collarbone, I believe. He's torn up his knee, and he had hamstring issues as well. Another receiver to monitor is Mekhi Lemon. I think when you actually talk about playing the receiver position, route running, release package, hands, yards after the catch, ability to take the top off the defense, I think Mekhi Lemon is probably the most well-rounded wide receiver in this class. He's just 5'11", and he's more likely a slot receiver. He's like mini Puka Nacua. That's who I get vibes of when I watch Mekhi Lemon. Haven't seen too many mock drafts where he goes number 5, but those are the top 3 receivers in this class. And I say all that to say, I think the Giants have to improve that position. Like, do you look at a guy like Caleb Downs at that spot? Do you look at someone like Spencer Fano or Francis Mauigoa? Like, do you potentially look to trade back? I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world. Do you say, F it, get me Reuben Bain? He's a game wrecker. I'm not taking Jeremiah Love. Sonny Styles, that feels a little rich at 5, and I'm like the president of the Sonny Styles fan club. I was mocking him to the Giants back in December. I like Kenyon Sadiq. Number 5 is way too soon for that. Well, the truth is the 2026 draft isn't all that good. At least it's not all that elite at the top end, I guess is what I'm saying. Maybe these guys are just flying under the radar and these guys will pop up. But I don't see as many blue chip prospects as we've seen in the past. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk about that. I was watching it and I was like, man, everyone's got a receiver going to the Giants. And look, I would love a receiver. Dart, Neighbors, another receiver, Andrew Thomas, fix the right side of the line, Scadaboo Tracy, can Theo Johnson take the next step? Like, I would love that. You got to score points in this league. I just don't know. I don't know. And it's a long way to figure it out. We're going to be going to the combine in about a month or so. We'll be excited to talk to all the receivers. Maybe try to get some one-on-one time with some Giants beat reporters or something like that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Draft season is one of my favorite times of the year. Make sure you are subscribed. We put out videos every single day. If you made it to the end of today's show, hit that thumbs up icon.